Hi everybody, it's Tamara Hawk here. I thought I'd just do a little energy alert today. We've got this full moon in Libra coming up and I didn't do an April forecast. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about energies a little bit. Okay, first thing is there's lots and lots of light coming into our planet, okay? It's even ramping up even more. I've been talking about for years actually, how much light and like ascension and how everybody's getting more and more gifts over time and etc. etc. Anyway, there's going to be even more. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is if there's kind of a bit of dark on our planet, which unfortunately there's some, then the more the light ramps up, the more the dark ramps up. Okay. And we've seen a lot of that over the past few years where things just don't quite seem right. And anyway, if you just remember that the light, there's more and more, and it's working. We're raising the vibration of the planet one little bit at a time. Okay. So hold the faith on that. I wanted to mention, I've noticed for a few of my clients, and I've even gotten messages for friends, but it's time to start doing more light work, okay? Whether you do Reiki or energy work or readings or whatever, it's time to embrace that more and more. There's a lot of people out there that can use assistance, and if there's a way that you can help them, then please do, okay? And I'm not just talking about going out and enabling your family either, okay? I've got something to say about that a little bit in a minute, but it's like if you've thought about starting a light working business or anything like that you can start doing it on the side and charge what you're comfortable charging. Please don't undercharge. It's valuable. And so if you've been thinking about that, if you're on the fence about that, then you might want to take some steps just towards that, okay? Oh, there's quite a few subjects I've got here. So when I talked a second ago about the enabling or whatever, I've noticed a lot of people talking about psychic attacks. Now, I just want to mention something real quick about psychic attacks. Sometimes when we talk about psychic attacks or, oh, this person drains my energy, things like that, and there goes to almost a little bit of blame about them attacking you psychically. Just be aware, okay, that sometimes that's not necessarily a psychic attack. It's actually you giving too much of your energy to somebody else, okay? It's not that they're just taking it, it's that you are giving it. So keep that in mind and be aware of that moving forward, okay? Sometimes, we worry about somebody too much, or we think about somebody too much, or we're trying to help somebody too much that either doesn't need our help or our advice. And it could feel like they're attacking us because we're so drained. But sometimes it's actually us giving away our energy, okay? Whether the other person wants it or not. So I just wanted to touch on that for a minute because my peeps were saying that seems to be happening an awful lot. Okay, so that could actually go for giving too much of your energy to outside sources and what's going on in the world too, right? That can be really draining when we're giving more than we have to give. It's good to be giving. It's good to be compassionate and nice and loving, but if you don't have it to give, then it doesn't really serve anyone, right? Okay, so now another thing that I've noticed, like March was hard for me. I didn't do any videos in March or anything. My moods were all over the map. I actually had, I don't get down very often, but I actually had like 3 days in a row where I was just bummed and I didn't want to do anything. And that just happens. We all have our ebbs and flows. So if you're finding that, I've got all kinds of videos on and blog posts on kind of how to pull yourself out of a bit of a depression or anxiety. So you can look for those. Okay. It's just the energy is just so push pull and stop and go. And it's like we feel like we want to do something, but then we feel like we're stopped. We feel like we're stuck. Okay. And there's a lot of that going on with this energy right now. So the advice around the energy right now, this push, pull, stop, go, all that kind of stuff, is it's like if you could get almost like ready to be ready for things. Okay. Like we don't necessarily have to do big, huge moves right now. Okay. If we're not ready, if you're ready, if you're feeling like gung ho with Mars going direct and all of this other stuff going on, go for it. If you're feeling that. I just know a lot of us are not necessarily feeling this great forward momentum. Okay. Through March, I cleared out my space a lot. Okay. I'm still working on it. It's not that I have a huge space and it's not that it needs a lot of clearing. I'm just doing little teeny bits at a time. But if you could keep that in mind, like just getting your spaces cleared out. I probably put that in the March energy video, I think, about clearing things out and just kind of trying to get rid of the clutter. But anyway, usually I'll say in these videos, it's like, if you don't feel like doing anything, seriously go with the flow, do nothing, rest, stuff like that. I'm getting really, really strongly right now is it's like, get ready to be ready. Okay. So, if you don't feel, if you need rest, I always have to say this, but if you need rest, take rest. Some of you all are doing way too much for too many people. Okay. And if that's the case and you need to rest, have at it, have the rest. But I know, for a lot of us, we're in this spot where a lot of it's in our head. Like a lot of the work we're doing is in our head and our mindsets and what we want to be doing and things like that. Okay. So that's okay. Journaling's okay. But being ready to be ready, it's like, I don't know, dust your house, right? Clear things out. Get ready. Like you don't want to get a phone call that says, "Oh, hey, you're ready to go." And you're like, "No, I have to clean my bathroom first." Right? Like, so if you could get rid of all these little things that are on your list that may come up later, just go ahead and get them done, right? And if you got to push yourself a little bit, push yourself a little bit. Like I say, I usually say just chill, but I do feel the need that you might actually kind of have to make yourself do a little bit. If you want to get fit, you might have to actually start by making yourself get out for bits of walks and things like that. So keep that in mind. You may need to push yourself, but like I say, it doesn't have to be big moves. Okay, so there's going to be a balance there, which isn't surprising with Libra being the sign the full moon is in, right? It's all about balance. So keep that in mind. Where do you need balance in your life, right? Yeah, so I guess the biggest thing is the amount of light that's hitting our planet, right? And the intuition that people are having and stuff like that. You've got to listen to you. Don't fall for gaslighting and people like your intuition's telling you one thing and things don't make sense and then somebody's trying to tell you something else and you're like, that's not even logical. Doesn't even make sense to me. Listen to yourself, okay? Not to them. I don't know how else to put it. I've noticed lately, and I've never put this out as one of my offerings exactly, but I think I probably should, is I've really noticed how when I have an appointment with a client or readings or coaching or anything else, people tend to get activated when they meet with me. So I've actually come to the realization like I'm an activator of energies with people too. So there's all kinds of people. I don't know how to put this. All kinds of people is not the right word. But I've got so many clients that I don't know, they were techie people or accounting people or whatever. And they've come for an appointment with me and we've talked and they find out that they're an energy worker and now they're doing a completely different thing. You know, they've gone and they've trained in Reiki or they've trained in different modalities, and it's like just being able to talk like to their peeps and their higher self through me, and they're just completely activated and all of a sudden they're having way more experiences. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because if you think that that might be something you're interested in, you can always book an appointment with me. Like I say, I've just noticed so many of my clients are just like rocking it as healers and stuff. So just throwing it out there. I'm not big on sales or anything. Um, yeah, I think we could just about wrap this one up. I think my peeps have, that's the main thing that my peeps have been bugging me to tell you, okay, is to, if you're a light worker or whatever, get to work, okay? You have people to help, and don't give away energy that you don't have to give to people or your home or your job or whatever, okay? So if you like this, if you find it helpful, please subscribe. You can like it, and the algorithms like that, and then YouTube shows it to more people. Subscribing's good if you like it. Anyway, till next time, much love.